Mr. Zoe Molelekwa. Dumela. Dumela le 2000 o kae hle? Ke teng. Bona, you have done such a phenomenal job at these two professional events with Ifundi as a pianist and composer. How has it felt for you working in a corporate space, bringing music? What has the experience been like for you?
I mean, it's one of many kinds of concerts that one gets to do.
Oh, I love it.
We often get booked by corporates to entertain their clients, and it's always such an interesting experience because I think as an artist, there's so much more to learn from the corporate space. And just being here, in these two functions that iFundi has held, has given me such insights into, the different offerings of courses, different opportunities that are there for young people. And I mean, today is speaking about the fourth industrial revolution, which is something that I think I'm more used to hearing being spoken about being in the US, and it's interesting and really encouraging to see that those kinds of conversations are happening here at home as well.
I'm so glad you're bringing that up. This role that artificial intelligence is playing right now, and digitization, and also you're speaking about globalization, like working from different markets. I loved hearing from our executive, Ms. Fariba Bowen, say that digitalization is so good because it can free up the human spirit to pursue its passions. I think that's part of what we are witnessing with your journey, where you're able to work across different international markets, but actually remain true to your love, which is music. What do you think the future looks like for the everyday township kid or a child who may be watching this from maybe a rural area? Would you encourage them to lean in and press to dream in these times than ever before? Because what role does technology play in your business and your creativity, would you say?
I mean, I would definitely encourage every young child from, a background that maybe might limit them in terms of the kind of access that they would have to certain opportunities, but there's no better time than now because, I mean, one of the speakers today even spoke about having created I can't remember if it was an app or an online help system where kids, in the CAP system can be able to access question papers and ask, questions about different topics that they're studying on their phone. So, I mean, now the possibilities are limitless, because every single device that we own now is not just for entertainment or, there's an added benefit to it in how it can help us enhance our lives, either through knowledge or, in being able to reach certain aspects of knowledge or certain industries that may not be accessible as they are now due to...
Fantastic, fantastic. And now to music in specific, we have so much talent in South Africa. And I think it is no surprise that we also are dealing with such a high wave of mental illness and depression in society. And as a creative myself, I paint, and for me, that's my medicine. And it's so hard sometimes to bring that to people who may feel like, oh, that's a specialty. I didn't, for instance, have that opportunity, or I wasn't a Huma Sigela scholar. Congratulations on that as well. But the gift of music, and now with the advent of technology, what can you say you'd imagine the foreseeable future is?
Wow. I think definitely with the advancements in technology now, there's a lot of bridges that are going to be built, because just thinking about how my own journey in music came about, I was able to seek out the mentorship of one of South Africa's living legends, Themba Mkhize. And I just imagine in the near future where someone is living in a remote part of the country or of the world, but they have this passion and they want to pursue it, I imagine that technology will then be able to put them in touch with, the relevant people who will be able to offer them guidance. We now have online courses that are being offered. So there's so many opportunities that are coming about with the advancements of technology. And just, for myself, I even think back to the year COVID, came about, when I had just been contracted to be a part of a collaborative project with a UK-based recording company and a South African-based company. And what was meant to happen was we were meant to record in the UK, but because of COVID, we couldn't travel. There was restrictions on travel and so forth. So what ended up happening was we all started recording remotely. And because of technology and there being certain programs that we developed, we were able to record a full-length album in 3 different parts of the world, from Senegal, South Africa, and the UK. So that's just an example of, the possibilities that can come about with the advancements of technology. Obviously, there's things that will be a bit skeptical about, with what was being spoken about today, with the loss of jobs. But I think more than anything, it will create even more opportunities.
And for a young Zoe who may be looking at this right now and wondering how I would, let's say I even do have the talent, or I figured out how to harness my talent, it's so exciting now because even with music publication and distribution, it's digitized. We have music companies that allow you to literally drop your albums and your projects on site. So I guess the future is evergreen for music and digitization and making money so that you can change your life and your parents' lives. Wonderful. Thank you so much, Zoe, for this wonderful conversation.